Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Ruff here. I figured I should throw up some content. I should be more verbal about what happens in the sport. Why not? So real quick, I wanted to talk about Big Ramy. Everyone's talking about the special invite. Should he get it? Should he not get it? Is it fair? Is it unfair to other people? And this is my 2 cents. One, in our sport, invitations are a real thing. It's a common thing. It's been a common thing for decades now, since the Olympia came around. Really, there have been invites. So actually, if your argument is that invites shouldn't be allowed in the sport, I think you're not gonna win that one, dude. It's been around since the start. So, but there is another argument about, does Ramy in particular deserve a special invite? And even if, even when we talk about that, I definitely think he deserves one. Since we've already talked about invites are a real thing, they're going to happen. Now we're talking about, what caliber of athlete deserves a special invite. So, and I'm going to make a whole nother video about Big Ramy later, about people talking about he doesn't, about his conditioning. I really want to get into that and really show you guys, compare him from him to guys in the early 2000s to guys in the 90s. Everyone glorifies him, and I got some really cool ideas with that. So I'm actually probably going to work on that tomorrow. But Big Ramy definitely deserves an invite. He's won 2 Arnold Classics, not the Ohio, but I want to say the Europe and maybe Australia, I want to say. He's also placed second at the Olympia before, so very, very few people ever have done that, and most of the people who have been invited have reached that level. Kai Green, Kevin LeBron, I want to say his place. I know he's placed in the top 3. He's got a special invite. Flex Wheeler has gotten a special invite. So guys at that level, I don't think there's any other accomplishment that could be better than placing second that would warrant an invite. Granted, he didn't place second last year, but just putting that in your mind, if second place, there's very few people in history that make second place at the Olympia. If second place isn't enough to get you a special invite, then I'm not sure what your standard is for a special invite at this point. Even going a little bit further, guys, even looking at it from a monetary standpoint and the bodybuilding, if you want to see bodybuilding do well, you have to look at it from a business standpoint too and see okay, well, Big Ramy puts people in seats. Big Ramy has a ton of fans, and Big Ramy has a ton of fans in the Middle East, which very few people have besides Hadi. And who knows if Hadi can even come compete this year again. He's out. You never know. It looks like everything's gonna work out just because the IFBB had time to figure out how to get athletes here, so that's good news. But money-wise, Big Ramy is gonna bring in the pay-per-views, and I was looking for tickets today actually, and they're already sold out. The Olympia Saturday, which Saturday is bodybuilding finals, it's sold out already, guys. So I can't even I probably can get in hopefully and stand in the corner, but anyone looking to buy tickets, and it's pretty much just 8 weeks out right now, it's already sold out. So these guys bring in people, and in Big Ramy, honestly speaking, I wasn't a big fan of Cedric getting it, to be honest with you. I'm a fan of Cedric, but using the military as an excuse, and me serving in the military and knowing he's not active duty, he's in the guard, or he's reserves, I'm not quite sure, but either one of those, it's not a full-time job. You choose, especially in the guard, you choose when you go on active duty orders, and and there's plenty of people in the military that prep while they're serving, myself included. So I didn't really like his reasoning for getting one, especially since he did not attempt to compete. I don't think he did. I may be wrong, so if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But Big Ramy actually tried to compete a couple times. He just wasn't, shit just didn't work out. Even to the last point, at the European show about 2 weeks ago, he got COVID. And I know there's a lot of people saying, he backed out because he wasn't going to be ready. And no offense to anyone else, and all these guys really, they honestly know, they like, an 85% Ramy would beat 90% of bodybuilders out there in the world. So to believe that Big Ramy wasn't going to play top 3 to get that Olympia qualification it's just being silly. You know, he had like there's a very high chance he was going to win the show, like 99% chance he was going to go in and win, 100% chance he was going to get top 3, unless he literally like passed out and did not finish the show, come back for finals, you know. So that's kind of my opinion on that, guys. I think he's totally deserving, you know, top 2 placer at the Olympia, consistently placing at top 6, you know, Arnold champ, Arnold Classic champion, and all around chill, cool dude from what I've seen. Let me know in the comments what you think. 1, do you even think invitation should be a thing in bodybuilding? 2, and if you don't, then that's fine. But if you do you think Big Ramy was deserving? And if you don't think he was, who do you think is deserving of something like that? But real quick, before I go, for all my old school fans, I know everyone loves classic here. They love the old school bodybuilding. A lot of your old school bodybuilding idols got a lot of invitations. Go and look at their contest history. Look at how many shows they won, and then look how many times they went to the Olympia. Most of the guys back then, like Milos won maybe 3 shows in his entire career. And that's not a knock on Milos at all. It's just good guys back in that day competed more often. So, say for instance, I've won 4 shows, but let's say for instance Breon liked to compete, Chris liked to compete, and they did 5 shows a year. That's 5. That's I wouldn't have beaten them, you know. If they would have did my shows, I probably wouldn't have won no shows. So just kind of think of that. You know, Milos was a great bodybuilder, but if Ronnie Coleman's going to show up at a show, Milos isn't winning. And Ronnie Coleman, before Dexter Jackson, had the most pro wins. So Ronnie competed a fuck ton. So keep that in mind too. Like it's not, like I said, it's not an uncommon thing for people to get invitations, and it's been going on for a long, long time. And like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Peace.